One of the important aspects of getting familiar with Revit is understanding its interface. So let's get started with it. Now the interface of Revit is known as the GUI, which means Graphical User Interface. Double-clicking on the Revit icon on the desktop opens this welcome screen. On the left-hand side of the welcome screen, we are provided with two options. One is for the models and second is for the families. If I want to create a new Revit model, I can click on the New button. Or if I want to open an existing Revit model, I can click on the Open button. Now Revit is a multidisciplinary software, which means it can be used by the architectural professionals, by the MEP professionals, and by the structural professionals as well. So depending upon the discipline in which you want to work, we have to select the required template. So I'll simply click on this New button. In this dialog box, I'll click on the Browse button, and from the list provided here, we'll select the required template. The details about the templates will be discussed in future sessions. As of now, since we are concerned with the structural domain, I'll scroll down and select the Structural Analysis Default Metric template and click on Open. Once the template is selected, I'll click on the OK button to open the template and the actual Revit interface in front of us. To start with, I'll move to the top left corner of the screen where we are provided with the File menu. The File menu consists of some options such as New, Open, Save, Save As, Export, Print, and Close. If I want to create a new Revit project or a family, I'll make use of the New option. If I want to open an existing Revit project or a family, I'll make use of the Open option. We can make use of the Save As option if we want to save our project file for the first time. And if I make any further changes in that file and I want to save those changes, we'll make use of the Save option. We can make use of the Export option to export our Revit file into different other file formats. We can make use of the Print option to take the print out of our file, and we can simply click on Close to close Revit. Moving on, the next option is the Quick Access toolbar. Now the Quick Access toolbar is docked right at the top left corner of the screen, and it consists of the tools which are frequently required by us. If I want to add or remove any of these tools from this Quick Access toolbar, we can simply click on this drop down here and we can select or deselect any of these options. If we want to add any of the tools from the ribbon bar in the Quick Access toolbar, we can simply right click on that tool and select Add to Quick Access toolbar option. Moving on, right here in the top center, we have the file name. So whatever name that we provide to the file whenever we save it for the first time is shown here along with the activated view. Just in front of the file name, we have the search icon. The search icon can be used to search about the information of any particular tool that we want. So if we are connected to the internet, a help file will open in which we can just go through the information about that particular tool. Just beside the search bar, we have the sign in option, from where we can sign in to our Autodesk account. Just below this, we have the ribbon bar. The ribbon bar consists of the tabs, the panels, and the tools. Now, depending upon the discipline for which we want to work, we have to select the required tab. Hence, architectural professionals will make use of the Architecture tab. The structural professionals will make use of the Structure tab, whereas the MEP professionals can make use of the Systems tab. So since we are concerned with the structural domain, I'll select the Structure tab. Now the Structure tab consists of the panels related with the structural domain, and each panel consists of its dedicated tools. Together, all these three make up the ribbon bar, that is the tabs, the panels, and the tools. Moving on, right in the center we have the drawing area. So whatever we'll be creating will be created over here in the drawing area itself. Just below the drawing area, we have the view control toolbar. The view control toolbar is related with the graphic display of elements in the activated view. We'll learn about the view control toolbar in detail in future sessions. As of now, I'll just move on. So just below the view control toolbar, we have the status bar. The status bar provides us about the information about the element that we select in the drawing area. Hence, if I just keep my cursor on this wall here, we can see that the information about that wall is shown in the status bar. Also, if I just try and apply any modification command to this wall, the next steps that are to be followed to complete that particular command are also shown over here in the status bar. Moving on the left hand side of the screen, we have the project browser. Now the project browser has the logical arrangement of the views in our model. So the views that we have in our model can be accessed directly from the project browser. Hence, we can select our structural plan views, our 3D views and our elevation views from the project browser itself. Now moving on the right hand side, we have the properties panel. The properties panel consists of the instance properties, the type properties and the type selector of the particular element. Hence, if I select any particular element, the instance properties of that particular element are listed right here in front of us. If we want to access the type properties of that particular element, we can make use of the edit type and we can access this dialog box. Moving on, I can simply open this type selector drop down, which consists of the different families and the family types of that particular element available in Revit. Now moving on, whenever I'll make use of any particular element, we again get a contextual tab over here in the ribbon. Now this contextual tab allows us to select the shape in which we want to create that particular element. Just below the contextual tab, we have the options bar. The options bar gets activated only when we are into a particular command, and it helps us with the placement of the particular element. Like in this case, I want to create a wall, so I can just set the height of the wall from this options bar here. So together, all these options here make up the graphical user interface of Revit.